Magic's baby Skyhook was in Boston Garden. All his other moments seem to come in L.A., but Junior Skyhook was in Boston Garden. I was there for that.
He's wearing a Laker uniform. He's wearing a Laker uniform.
Yes, he is wearing
the Lakers at that point.
He's wearing a Laker uniform.
He carries the torch of the Lakers then. Yeah.
Mays was your hero. Are you offended that I said him in California?
No, well, I understand that much of his career was spent in California. I mean, when you say Jackie Robinson, we were agreed on Jackie Robinson, but his career is in Brooklyn. His professional career is in Brooklyn.
The whole professional
career. The thing
he
did that was the most important thing in his career occurred in Brooklyn. So, But California's huge. They got 80 of everything. They do.
Goes on forever. Like 9 other states. That's it. We're exhausted. Back to you.
Countless.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Tarek Skubal and the AL Central leading Detroit Tigers head to Arlington to face the Texas Rangers. The Tigers and Rangers on Sunday Night Baseball. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
The Black and Gold hit the road for a midweek showdown in Minnesota.
It's over at BMO Stadium. LAFC, a second consecutive shutout victory.
After back-to-back wins at BMO, can LAFC keep it rolling at Allianz Field?
No, that's a huge game because Minnesota is ahead of us. If you want to keep a chance to catch them up, you need to perform over there.
Pre-match coverage of LAFC versus Minnesota United starts today at 5 p.m. on the ESPN LA app and on 710 after Sedano and Cap.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
Baseball season is in full swing, Red Sox fans, and this year we're even more excited when the Red Sox play on the road thanks to Gulf's Road Win Rewards. When the Red Sox win on the road, you win at the pump. Enjoy 10 cents off per gallon all season long the day after the Red Sox win on the road when you use Gulf Pay. Plus, you'll receive a fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. See app for details. Gulf. It all starts here.
Confused by talk about tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. 817 or 972-35-LEASE or visit online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire. Anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+. TNCs apply.
Traffic Safety Administration and the ad.
Angels baseball is right here on the all-new ESPN LA app.
And O'Hoppe swings at this one. This ball is clobbered as well out to left field, and that one is way out of here as well.
This summer, don't miss a moment of every Angels game.
Deep down the left side to left field, and it's out of here.
Every big play, every strikeout, every home run of the Halos is right here. Just click the Angels tile when Angels baseball is on, and you're hearing all the action on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Mason and Ireland.
If I'm playing with a golf ball and I get a double bogey on a hole, that ball goes away.
Really?
Yeah, it's the ball's fault. Can't be my fault.
Yeah, gotta be the ball.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV. listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center all night presented by Progressive.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22.
We don't care how about anybody else thinks. We won the way we wanted to win, and we're world champs forever.
50 days until the NFL season kicks off, September 4th. Eagles, Cowboys in that Thursday night kickoff matchup. Super Bowl odds are out. Philly, the odds-on favorite at ESPN Bet. Then it gets a little intriguing. Earlier on ESPN Radio are Keith Irizarry and Aaron Goldhammer.
The Philadelphia Eagles are the defending champs. They are the favorites. The next two choices, though, Keith, are Baltimore and Buffalo. Then Kansas City. However, whenever Baltimore or Buffalo plays Kansas City in the playoffs, we know what happens. So can you logically explain to me, based on past history, why anybody should be taking Buffalo or Baltimore? It feels like the Chiefs are the safest bet right now in all of sports. They've won the AFC 3 consecutive years.
It's because the narrative is now the Kansas City Chiefs are on the downslide. Oh, they just, win 13, 14, 15 games and get to the Super Bowl. The narrative is that Travis Kelce is old and is on the downslide. He's definitely on the downslide. He's on the older side. He's still talented. The narrative is none of these wide receivers will really live up to the hype that you hope for. Rashee Rice is supposed to be healthy. Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. The narrative is that Patrick Mahomes, look at the ESPN article that went out with the top 10 quarterbacks. Mahomes is still number one, but in the previous years, he was getting 90 to 95% of the votes. This year, just 60%. So that gap has closed. The narrative is that the defense is getting old. You know what? Sometimes narratives are cool, and sometimes they are baloney. What I will say is this. A lot of those narratives might be right, but it's hard to bet against the Chiefs when the track record is there and all the weapons are still there. And, oh, by the way, Andy Reid is the best coach not named Bill Belichick. Like, if Belichick didn't exist, everyone would talk about Andy Reid as one of the best coaches that has ever done it.
The thing that the Chiefs have now over both of those teams, it might be a physical edge. They have, I think, maybe the best defense of the three teams, and that's really helped them. But I think they've got a mental whammy right now, more so maybe than any other team in sports. I think they're in the midst of a dynasty, and everybody acts like they had some bad season last year. I think if you look it up, Keith, they won 15 in the regular season. And I think despite the fact that they got beat in the Super Bowl, and it was lopsided and they couldn't block, they still got all the way there, which was pretty impressive. That's not a horrible year to make it to the Super Bowl and then lose. That's not something that should send you on some downward spiral, assuming that Mahomes is going to stay healthy.
NFL football, 50 days away. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Speaking of football, SEC Media Days continuing. Alabama's certainly relevant. Tide not losing anyone to the portal this spring. Their coach, Kalen DeBoer.
That's a credit to our staff. They have deep relationships with our guys. I think they've done a great job of evaluating and really being open and honest. And I think players still appreciate that. They want to be pushed to be their best. And it doesn't mean that, they're getting the playing time yet or on the depth chart where they want to. But if they can see a progression and they can see the investment a coach is going to make and they feel value, that's going to go a long ways. And so that's a credit to our staff and that's a credit to our players too. Just, being able to stay the course. We got the right guys, obviously, in the program from a culture standpoint. They're enjoying their experience. They feel like they're being developed. And, obviously goals and accomplishments we want to have as a program, as a team, us being able to realize those together. That's the type of people I think we have right now and that paid off when it came to the end of spring in the portal.
Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer speaking with our Ian Fitzsimmons at SEC Media Days. As for the team that may pose the biggest threat to Texas this season, here's our Paul Feinbaum.
I think it's Alabama. A lot of people amazingly have forgotten about Alabama. Without Nick Saban, they missed the playoffs. They lost more games than they have since 2007. But I believe they're better at quarterback, and that sounds crazy with Ty Simpson against Jalen Miller, who was amazing at times, but also terrible at times. I think they have elite wide receivers. They have probably the second best wide receiver in the country in Ryan Williams. Their defense is going to be top-notch. And they also go to Georgia. The problem there is Georgia lost to Alabama, a little bit of a revenge game, but I think they managed the season very well.
Alabama opening up against Florida State at the end of August. Texas, meanwhile, gets a test right out of the gate. They open up against Ohio State. SportsCenter all night. ESPN Radio. As for the top sounds from Wednesday's schedule, let's hand it over to Myron Metcalf.
SportsCenter all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on SportsCenter tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you entertained?
Number 4.
All right, Jay, tonight's top sounds all come from the hardwood, and we'll start in the NBA. The Timberwolves moved to 4-0 in Summer League thanks to a strong night from Rob Dillingham and this big-time 3 from Tristan Newton. The Call on ESPN.
Dillingham has been the go-to guy in the fourth. Draws the switch.
Got Malo watch on him. You got to keep him ball cleared out. Clear it out. Nope.
Come with the double with Collins. Clark receives. Misses corner. Newton. Timberwolves lead by 3, 48 seconds.
Number 3.
The Liberty were making it rain against the Fever in their 98-77 win. Fox 5 New York with the Call.
McDonald gets that pass swatted away by Gardner. Here the Liberty come on the break. Johannes, good! And another timeout from Stephanie White. Sabrina comes off the bench to hug Johannes.
Number 2.
Yuki Kawamura flexes his elite court vision on this no-look dish in the Bulls' 102-96 win over the Bucks. The Call on ESPN.
Back to Kawamura. Feeling it now. Yuki. Yuki Kawamura is doing it again, and the Bulls get their first lead since it was 22-21.
Wow. You talk about a small window pass. What a find.
Number 1.
And the top sound of the night comes from the WNBA. Nneka Ogwumike moved into 6th place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list thanks to clutch buckets like these. The WNBA had the call.
Rebound for Seattle. Now can they capitalize? Take a 2-possession lead. Nneka turning, burning, and hitting! Nneka Ogwumike does give Seattle that ever-important 2-possession lead with 2 to play.
Nneka Ogwumike moving into 6th all-time in WNBA scoring, 1 point ahead of Candace Dupree. Up next is Tamika Catchings. That's going to do it for SportsCenter all night. I'm Jay Reynolds. It's Thursday, July 17th, birthday of Luke Bryan. Evan, Michelle, Courtney Cronin on the way. Unsportsmanlike is next. It's ESPN Radio.
Michelle's Mom, and coming up Thursday, we continue our ESPN Radio Rank-em series with my top 5 fan bases. And will my fellow Packers fans finish first? Tune in to Unsportsmanlike to find out. 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
You can make a good omelet with 2 eggs at the house.
At least 3 eggs. I think you should say things like at the crib rather than at the house. Sounds cooler.
Okay.
You can use 2 eggs when you're at the crib versus you can use 2 eggs when you're at the house. Crib versus house.
Okay.
Makes you sound cooler.
All right. Sedano and Cap weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
You're about to head out and your phone starts blowing up. The temptation is real. What if it's your situation?
Are you confused by talk about auto tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. Call them at 817 or 972-35-LEASE. That's 817 or 972-35-LEASE. Or visit us online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. TNCs apply.
Stay on top of the game with the ESPN New York app. Listen live, enter exclusive contests, and enjoy all the play-by-play action.
Jalen Brunson delivers.
Don't miss our must-listen show features. Hear Chris Carlin get Chris'd off with Bart and Carlin.
I don't need that energy.
Listen to an attempt to stump Rothenberg on DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Bang!
Catch Michael K with Hit and Run all week long.
I gotta get more K.
And ENN with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Download the ESPN New York app today and never miss a moment of your favorite sports. 50 ESPN New York. The biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike. You in any Hall of Fame?
My high school's Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if we're doing
same.
a show,
It's like a star thing.
so you both are in your high school Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm not in any. I didn't realize you guys were in all these Hall of Fames.
Won't stop the beat and go.
Okay, welcome to the show. We are on Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. ESPN 2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renters Insurance. Visit progressive.com for more information. We don't know if Courtney Cronin is a Hall of Famer. Michelle Smallman, Hall of Famer-ish. Evan Cohen with you here on Unsportsmanlike. Chris Canty back with us next week. ESPYs last night. Shane Gillis hosting. So many emotional awards and moments during the night last night. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
Doing well, but now I need to know if Courtney Cronin's in a Hall of Fame.
No, I don't have many credentials to my name, except for being here with you guys this morning.
Well, then not here.
No.
You're there with us.
I knew this was coming. You're
not here.
I'm in Bristol, but we are united via technology because we're all doing the show together. But I am not physically with you. I was with you yesterday for a hot second, but I had to come back here.
Yeah, a couple
Duty
things on
calls.
that. A couple things on that. Let's address this before we get into all of the sports news and information and entertainment during the course of our 4 hours today here on Unsportsmanlike. So Courtney has been kind enough to join us this week with CC out. And
CC for CC.
CC for CC. We're throwing in a CC to be named later. So Caitlin Clark is actually going to be a part of this as well.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, an only CC show with Courtney Cronin, Chris Canty, and Caitlin Clark. That's a good show.
Actually, I was going to say
I'd listen to that show.
I would have to play traffic cop for that because I want to see the two of them. I think that she could spar with him very well.
That's a good show. The CC times 3. I like that show. But anyway, so Courtney's been kind enough to be on the show this week. And Smalls and I are here in New York in our brand new studios. And Courtney, for whatever reason, feels the need to be in Bristol, Connecticut, Vegas East, which is awesome. And we love being there. And we're probably going to be there next week, which is awesome. Like, I love it there.
You're coming? To Bristol?
Yeah, he's going. He's going to host NFL Live with you, Michelle.
Great.
No, that's not. We haven't announced that, but Courtney just did.
Announce it.
You announced it on your Instagram yesterday.
I did?
We talked about this. You said so. You can get into your story, but yes, you announced it. Go listen back to the tape.
Roll the tape. Courtney says the evidence is right there.
I don't remember that. But anyway, so the point is this. So Courtney's been kind enough to join us all week, and she hasn't been with us. And we were like, oh, God, it would be so great if she was sitting here with us. And then all of a sudden yesterday after the show, we're walking the halls, and we're like, what the heck are you doing here? She's like, I had first take. I said, so let me understand something. You're willing to come in to do the first take, but you're not willing to come in to do our show.
No. That's not how it is.
Yes.
Thank you, Michelle. Please back me up on this.
I've got your back, Courtney. She wasn't on our show with us yesterday because she was hosting First Take. And then she is wearing many hats this week. She's hosting NFL Live today, correct, Courtney?
No big deal.
So she is I can satisfy both things if I'm in Bristol, Connecticut. I can do Unsportsmanlike in the morning, and I can do NFL Live in the afternoon. That's why she's in Connecticut. It's not as if she doesn't want to spend time with us.
It is very rare, Smalls and Court, that Nuno Miguel Barrera Teixeira, our producer, our fearless leader, is very active to align with me. But today he is. Nuno, would you like to add even more context to Courtney not actually committing to this show?
Because in my ear, it doesn't sound like he's in alignment with you.
Oh, no. Okay, two things. One, Evan, you did announce that Michelle is doing NFL Live on the show yesterday.
Can I get the ding, Javante? Can I get the, Courtney is
I
correct?
did not announce she was doing NFL Live.
You mentioned it. You didn't say, hear ye, everyone. Michelle on Tuesday is hosting NFL Live, but you said, hey, Michelle is hosting NFL Live.
Let's clap it up for Smalls. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. NFL Live, hosted by Michelle Smallman, filling in for the great Laura Rutledge.
Okay. Hopefully I can do as good of a job as Courtney does.
Well, hopefully I can do as good of a job as Laura does. We've got this line of succession we've got to fulfill.
Here's the reality. None of us, none of you, none of me, none of us are going to do as good of a job as Laura Rutledge.
She's amazing.
That's just, you're competing for second place.
To defend our friend Evan,
thank you.
Courtney, were you not scheduled to do radio yesterday?
Oh, no, she didn't.
I was scheduled to do noon to 3.
Noon to 3, yeah.
Noon to 3. I offered to do it from the Hudson studios, but I also had to get back up here to Bristol, which, by the way, I don't know how you guys drive on the East Coast on these very narrow highways. When there's an accident and you have to get off the road and go on these back roads through the winding country of Connecticut, I prefer the Midwest. I will say it like that. I prefer my open highways and 4 lanes of traffic.
Midwest driving is not better than East Coast driving.
Yes, it is. Infinitely.
No.
Evan, you've been out here too long. Come on. That is such an insane take.
But when I was driving,
it's nuts, Courtney. He's wrong.
I was driving in Wisconsin. I was driving in Chicago.
And it's awesome compared to driving out east. Leaving New York yesterday to get back to Bristol took me 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but that's how long it should take. What are you talking about?
Well, so remember you were talking about your parking chronicles the other day of trying to figure out, I don't want to double pay for this.
Yeah.
So I parked across from the Hudson studios. There's a lot. I believe it's 264 Hudson. And it's where...
exact address.
Yeah, I just think it's in my mind right now because I did a Spot Hero. And you pull your car in, you tell them, I need to leave at 12:15. And I come back at 12:15 and there's 50 cars surrounding mine. Those gentlemen got my car out in about 25 minutes. I have never seen someone un-Tetris a situation as efficiently as they did. They definitely deserve their flowers for that. But it gave me so much anxiety watching them do it. I'm like, this guy's going to scrape the door. The car's going to be damaged here in a moment. Nope. Clean as a whistle. And, but I would never willingly drive in New York if I did not have to. So you're wrong on your East Coast driving is better than Midwest.
I'm just so used to it, I guess, at this point.
He probably has a driver, Michelle.
Probably.
Right, can you verify this?
I probably have a driver. Don't even. Yeah. You know who her driver is? You're talking to him.
What?
I've driven you. I've never been in a car with you driving.
Because I don't have a car because I don't have money like you do.
Money? I have a 2016 car. A Chevy Equinox.
Hold on.
I don't have a fancy car.
Back to Courtney's original point about Midwest driving versus East Coast driving. Midwest driving is so leisurely that when you were a traffic reporter in Wisconsin, you had to make up traffic reports.
That's true.
Because there was no traffic.
I didn't know that.
All right. So you didn't have to out my lying. I'm not a liar.
How do you make up traffic reports? Someone's on a highway that is wide open. You're like, wow. 4-car pileup, mile ahead. Watch out.
Courtney,
these lanes.
You've been to Wisconsin. I'm sure. Right. I went to school in Madison.
Great state. We love Wisconsin.
It's the best.
Travel Wisconsin.
There's no traffic in Madison. And I was literally a traffic reporter and not one of these traffic reporters nowadays that looks on like a GPS or looks on like a satellite imaging or anything like that. I drove around Madison in a truck. Trying to find traffic. I was trying to drive into traffic.
You know where you never have to search for traffic? The East Coast. It's always there.
It is 2.5 hours without traffic to get to Bristol. So Courtney actually made it in good time.
I was efficient, but
see,
it was all this to say. I loved seeing the two of you yesterday in person at the Hudson. I would love to continue to see you guys at the Hudson in the future or in Bristol or in Chicago at any of our other affiliates across the country.
Oh, I would love that Chicago trip.
Yes.
Bears, Packers.
Yes. Why don't you guys come down for Bears, Packers or come for training camp?
Would love it.
Sports Center 50 states in 50 days. They're coming, I believe, in a few weeks, and they're going to be doing it outside Wrigley. They'll be doing Bears training camp.
Sounds like they've already planned that, Courtney. We don't know that.
I'm not outing anything here. I'm not outing that Smalls is doing NFL Live, which I am pumped for. I'm not outing that Sports Center's 50 states in 50 days is coming to Chicago. All these things are happening. Evan, just come along for the ride.
Anyway, we are on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. Courtney posted something on Twitter yesterday, also at Courtney R. Cronin, a picture of the two of you, that she captioned it. I had to call Smalls, and I said, I don't know what Courtney's talking about. I didn't understand.
Courtney. He called me. He's like, what does this mean? Because Courtney and I both had buns in our hair yesterday. Both had a similar hairdo, so we took a photo to document.
Evan when she was here, not for our show?
Correct.
Yeah.
When we went down to see her, she was crushing first take. But Evan took the first photo, and unsurprisingly, it was not good.
It was awful because he's like high angling it, and it's our foreheads. And, you know, I had pieces out in my bun, so I look like I'm bald in certain places.
It was not a flattering angle, Evan.
So Michelle's like, back up a little bit and take it 0.5. And I remember she like leans over to me. She's like, no, he's not going to know what 0.5 is.
No.
He did not know what 0.5 is. But Evan, doesn't that look like a good photo? Like, you should be proud of that because you took a photo that has great
We're showing
framing.
the photo on the TV side. It's the two of them standing next to some door to a studio, whatever it is, and I 0.5 thanks to Smalls and Courtney.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So you're welcome. You learned something yesterday.
Okay. I also learned on the way in this morning, because I fell asleep relatively early, that a future Hall of Famer and a Super Bowl MVP is now on the Washington Commanders. As Von Miller, stud outside linebacker, defensive end, at least was. I don't know if he's still that. Signs with the Washington Commanders. And what's interesting about that, and my biggest takeaway from this, is that the Washington Commanders have decided, after 1 year of Jaden Daniels, the window's now. That's amazing to think about.
Wouldn't you if you were them?
Yeah, but when you sign a guy like Von Miller late in the process here, it's, well, we're close. Hey, you know, he could if he gives us 5 or 6 sacks during the course of the season as a random, you know, situational third down pass rusher, that's what we need. We go and bring in Deebo Samuel. We go and get Laramie Tunsil, the big left tackle. Courtney, is it reasonable for the Washington Commanders to think they could win the division, win the conference, go to the Super Bowl? Are they right to now be in the window?
Oh, absolutely, which is the reason they need to pay Terry McLaurin in addition to doing all these other moves that you mentioned this offseason. And I think, you know, like you said, if Von Miller, he's not playing 80% of snaps anymore. He's not going to be anything more probably than a situational pass rusher. But you get 4 or 5 splash plays from him. I mean, look at this defensive line. Who else is going to be making these plays? There was a reason that coming off giving up 55 points in the NFC Championship game, they felt that they needed to address the pass rush. He's an impact player. Bobby Wagner is an impact player. The two of them getting to get paired together, again, I think is absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to see it, but this is a team that sees right now in the NFC East, in the NFC landscape in general, they've got to go for it. They've got to win with Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract. They clearly feel they have the tools to do that. There's just like one remaining thing out there that clearly deadline spur action. I don't feel like they are up against it with Terry McLaurin, but that's the next order of business here. And I like the Von Miller move by and large. I think it's a smart play to go after opposing quarterbacks. You've got some pretty good ones in your own division and in the landscape that you're going to have to take down in order to get to the Super Bowl this year and cross that path.
Absolutely, Courtney. And I don't know if you're familiar with the quarterback rules as featured on ESPN.com, not once but twice,
Thank
right,
you very
Evan?
much. Yep.
And one of those rules says
written by me.
Written by Evan Cohen.
Yep.
One of those rules is have a quarterback that outperforms his contract, no?
Yes.
And didn't Jaden Daniels do that to an extreme degree last year?
That's right.
So what do you do when you have a guy who's outperforming his contract and you know you have a finite amount of time to capitalize on him being on a rookie deal? Because he looks every bit as special as we think he is. And they're pushing the chips in with Von Miller. They're fortifying that defense. I think it's so smart. They're doing what the Rams did a couple years ago, adding him as a piece to hopefully get them to the Super Bowl. He was able to do it with the Rams, mid-season trade, 5 sacks in 8 regular season games, playoffs, Super Bowl win. And Adam Peters knows him from his time in Denver. So he's familiar with the person. They're familiar with the player. And they're saying, we need to make sure that while we have Jaden Daniels in a financially beneficial situation for us, that we're doing everything we can to try to capitalize on this window.
They're looking good. And speaking of looking good, Marcus Freeman will join us, Notre Dame head coach, later in the show today. Looking forward to that. He will be sitting in the seat that Courtney is choosing not to sit in. So we are looking forward to having Marcus Freeman with us later today. A tremendous hire by Notre Dame. They must have used ZipRecruiter to make that hire because typically you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-through and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With their advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free. ZipRecruiter.com/USL, like as in unsportsmanlike. ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Unsportsmanlike. Chris Canty winning a Super Bowl means that we as a show are a Super Bowl winning show.
Yes, absolutely.
You're giving me credit as
we are a Super Bowl winning show.
Yeah, high tides lift all boats. He has the hardware, therefore we are a Super Bowl winning show. So you better show that win some love.
More Unsportsmanlike coming up next.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Is Freddie and Harry on 1050 ESPN.
Would I take Prime Rodgers over Prime Patrick Mahomes? Maybe just a little bit. But I think Patrick Mahomes' prime will last a little bit longer than Aaron Rodgers' prime when it's all said and done. But the one thing he will not have over Patrick Mahomes, he's been less than prime in the playoffs against inferior quarterbacks when it comes to Aaron Rodgers.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry. Weekdays at 3 on 1050 ESPN.
Oh, man, you're late. The first pitch was an hour ago, and FOMO is taking over. You're tempted to speed. But what's the move? Do you hit the gas and rush to get there? Or keep it safe and stick to the speed limit? Nice call. Better late than never. There's no need to speed. Think you can keep making smart moves? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to play the Retro Arcade.
Baseball season is in full swing, Red Sox fans, and this year we're even more excited when the Red Sox play on the road thanks to Golf's Road Win Rewards. When the Red Sox win on the road, you win at the pump. Enjoy 10 cents off per gallon all season long the day after the Red Sox win on the road when you use Golf Pay. Plus, you'll receive a fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. See app for details. Golf, it all starts here.
Confused by talk about tariffs? Market shifts create a unique opportunity right now. Lower new car prices combined with higher trade-in values mean potential big savings for you. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. 817 or 972-35-LEASE or visit online at dmautoleasing.com. D&M, the name you trust in any market.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
The biggest games. They're all right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
Mahomes, end zone. He's got another.
I think he's going to eclipse Tom Brady as the GOAT.
He never missed against a defense that was absolutely spectacular.
Worry about legacy and winning rings more than making money at this moment.
Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback on planet Earth.
We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Courtney Cronin in for Chris Canty today. CC back with us next week. Smalls, Evan Cohen with you here on ESPN Radio. By the way, before we get into the Mahomes conversation, two shout outs. Number one, shout out to all of the Unsportsmanlike fans yesterday. contributing to the V Foundation Smalls race as well. v.org/donate. Amazing job yesterday by everybody. That's number one. That's the most important thing. So thank you. The second thing is a special shout out to Jeremy Fowler, ESPN.com. Thank you for what you did in your reporting all week, because this quarterback list that you put together has given us a lot of conversation. So we greatly appreciate your hard work, Jeremy Fowler. This is a clapping, standing ovation for you, because you gave us a lot this week on these QB rankings on ESPN.com. So that takes us here. So Mahomes is number one, right, in these QB rankings?
Yep.
And for some reason, this big conversation started this week of like, who could surpass him? Who's number one? Should it still be Mahomes? Because for him, he had a down year last year. And so the question has popped up, which QB is the closest to surpassing Patrick Mahomes? And in my mind, there's one clear, obvious answer. There's only one quarterback that actually can do this.
Are you going to say Jalen Hurts?
You're damn right I'm going to say Jalen Hurts.
I knew it.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. Jalen Hurts is the only active quarterback that I think anyone can make an argument could even come close to being ranked number one next year. I'll play this out. If, hypothetically, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens won the Super Bowl this year, and he won his third MVP, and he won the Super Bowl, would he be number one next year?
Probably not on this list, honestly.
Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to run through them, Court, so let's just keep going here.
Fair.
Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl, wins his second MVP. Is he above him next year, Mahomes next year?
There's an argument.
Yeah.
There's an argument.
I think personally, before you even get to more, I think there's two quarterbacks that they would put over Mahomes.
I agree with that.
And did I name the two?
You named one of them.
Okay.
I agree with Courtney.
If I know who her other one is. Mm-hmm. If Joe Burrow won the Super Bowl and was MVP, he'd have one Super Bowl and one MVP. And you're saying he'd be ranked ahead of Patrick Mahomes?
And he will, yeah, I do. I firmly believe that. I think those are the two that if it changes this year, like you could see an active, real-time changing of the guard where the Chiefs aren't as formidable as they've been in the past couple of years of automatically being penciled into the AFC Championship game before the season even starts, it would either be Josh Allen or Joe Burrow undoing that for Mahomes.
And I think that's wild. Because I think there's only one answer. The only answer of anyone in my mind that could come close to surpassing Patrick Mahomes in rankings currently, not overall, not all time, not for a career, but literally playing out this season and then heading into next season, only one guy. If Jalen Hurts wins a second Super Bowl, gets back-to-back, and would have been in 3, he is the only person, to me, that could come close to surpassing Mahomes relative to a current in-the-moment rankings. Let me put something in perspective. If Jalen Hurts wins the second one, he has double the amount of Super Bowl wins as Aaron Rodgers. He has double the amount of Super Bowl wins as Drew Brees. He has 2 more than Josh Allen. He has 2 more than Lamar Jackson. He has 2 more than Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback that if you play out perfection for all of these guys individually and then the ultimate team success of winning a Super Bowl, the only player in my mind that could surpass Patrick Mahomes in a current in-the-moment 2026 ranking is a guy who would win back-to-back. That's it. Not Lamar, who I love, not Josh Allen, none of these guys. Only Jalen Hurts.
But you don't think that the same argument would carry weight next year as it does this year about everything around him and what he is asked to do and maybe more importantly what he's not asked to do that some of these other quarterbacks are?
Well, I'll answer that question with the question.
Because so much of their success was based on their defense. It was based on the line play. It was based on Saquon's success. Not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts, but there's a reason why on that list, coming off a Super Bowl where he won the MVP and outplayed Patrick Mahomes, and he's done that also in another Super Bowl that they lost, that he's still number 9 on the list.
Right. So my question in return to your question for both of you is if he were to win again, if the Eagles won again and Jalen Hurts was the Super Bowl MVP again, would that take that you just had subside? Would people then say, wait a minute, it's twice in a row. We can't just not give this guy credit.
Well, Chiefs won twice in a row a couple of years ago. And if the Eagles are able to do that, I mean, how many times have we seen in like a 5-year stretch 2 teams two-peat? Not often. It should, Evan, in theory, put Jalen Hurts above Patrick Mahomes. You make a perfect case for why he would surpass him. But I think the same things, the same biases that we see within front offices, with the way that people who construct these teams think, is that this is a quarterback who's in a perfect situation. Not everything's on him. He doesn't have to win from the pocket. He doesn't always win from the pocket. They're still going to put the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allens, heck, maybe even Jaden Daniels this year, the traditional prototype quarterbacks above somebody who does it in a multitude of ways. I truly think that they're going to look at that and say, Jalen Hurts' success is a product of team success more than it is of individual results. And we don't have to agree with that, but history has shown us more times than not, like until he wins a league MVP, until he has a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson type season individually, that we're going to discredit the wins that he's a part of because of other people contributing to that more than him in the eyes of some.
Also, let's be realistic. Even if Jalen Hurts was to go on and win another Super Bowl this year and he goes back-to-back and he wins another MVP, Super Bowl MVP, when people go down to, or people sit down to make this list, isn't Patrick Mahomes still going to be number one?
Yes. Well, that's why. Yes, but hold on a second.
Like, are we having a lot of conversation about a guy who, even if he takes a step back this year, even if they don't make it to the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game or the numbers disintegrate a little, that when we sit down to make this list this time next year, he's still number one?
Yes, but that's why the question is carefully worded. Which QB is the closest to surpassing Mahomes?
I mean, but how big is that gap is what I'm asking.
Okay, well, then again, a question to the question. How much would Hurts close the gap if he won back-to-back?
I think he would close it considerably, if we're being honest about it, because we do this every single year in the AFC, specific to Mahomes and where he stands with the other great quarterbacks in that division. Lamar, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, guys who are all around the same age. When the changing of the guard happened a couple of years ago, when Brady bowed out of his career, and then those four... Obviously, Mahomes ahead of everybody else, but those four were ushering in the new era. I think that we look at it in respect to where Mahomes is right now, and then those three. We're having a different conversation next year if that happens, because then there are these other quarterbacks we're watching for in terms of where they are in comparison to Mahomes. It's not just a 4-quarterback league that we sometimes view it as in the AFC. There's other people that you throw into the mix there and say, yeah, that person has a great chance to surpass Mahomes because of what they've shown you they can do. There's been 3 quarterbacks that have beaten him in the playoffs. Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, the year that they went to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Rams, and then what we saw last year with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Not a very long list.
No, not at all. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Which QB is closest to surpassing Mahomes on these rankings? Not overall. There's nobody close overall, obviously, but on these rankings. And the key to this whole thing is play out best case scenario. Right? So if you want to make a case for someone, let's play out they individually win the MVP and their team wins the Super Bowl. Because there's nobody that wouldn't win the MVP and their team will win the Super Bowl that would come close to Mahomes. You can't be like, hey, Burrow has another great season. Is he MVP? No. Winning the Super Bowl? No. Well, then he's not close, right? So which QB is closest to surpassing Mahomes? 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Let's get some phone calls in. And again, play out the best case scenario here with this. Best case scenario is you win all your bets. That's not easy to do, by the way. You can try ESPN Bet. That's where we do it. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. How about the Parlay Lounge right now? They have the World Series deja vu. Smalls, cover your ears. You may not like this. Yankees win AL. Dodgers win the NL. We get it back again. Plus 860. You got that. How about a winning state of mind? Liberty to win the WNBA title and Yankees to win the World Series. Combo package plus 2100. Parlay Lounge, ESPN Bet. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams, players, placing a few bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers, how about this? Get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
I think Tampa Bay doesn't get enough credit. It's actually a contender for the Super Bowl.
Camp to camp, team to team.
That kid's amazing. There is no way.
49 days until opening night. The countdown continues on ESPN Radio.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Is Clinton and Friends.
The New York Knicks had fired Tom Thibodeau after 5 seasons for reasons that I'm still just not sure I understand. I don't like this move from a just plain karma standpoint. Thibodeau's the only coach in Knicks history to improve the team's win percentage in 3 successive seasons. The only one.
Don't miss Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon on 1050 ESPN. New York.